Kyle Larson's third-place finish in the NASCAR Cup Series championship race at Phoenix Raceway on November 2, 2025, propelled the 33-year-old Elk Grove, California native to his second career NASCAR Cup Series championship. Larson also became the third active driver to become a multi-time champion in the NASCAR Cup Series. Larson capitalized on both race strategy and in overtime to snatch his second Cup Series championship with the gutsy call from crew chief Cliff Daniels, who rolled the dice with a strategic two-tire pit stop, enabling Larson to gain track position on the final pit stop. Through an overtime shootout, Larson used his two fresh tires to remain ahead of Hamlin and snatch the championship by being the highest finishing Championship 4 contender. Although he might not have been making the headlines each week, Larson had a great season. After winning in Kansas, Larson might have been winless, but he was still on the track, battling it out each race for a total of 3 wins, 15 top 5s, 22 top 10s, and 1,106 laps led.
Larson cruised to a NASCAR Cup Series win in the Straight Talk Wireless 400 at Homestead-Miami Speedway on Sunday, March 23, 2025. Larson qualified 14th, finished in the top 5 in the first stage, second in the second stage, and led 6 times for 19 of the 267 laps. Despite sustaining minimal left-side damage to his number 5 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet during a pit road incident with Josh Berry and Joey Logano, Larson was in second place with 11 laps remaining. Teammate Alex Bowman scrubbed the outside wall entering the front stretch with 7 laps remaining, and Larson passed Bowman to lead with 6 laps remaining in the race. Larson cruised around the Homestead for 6 final laps and claimed his first NASCAR Cup Series win of the 2025 season and his second at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Larson captured his 30th Cup Series career victory in his 372nd Series start and became the 30th competitor overall to reach 30 victories in the NASCAR Cup Series. Larson also captured his second Cup Series victory at Homestead in 4 seasons and his 24th driving the number 5 Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports.
Definitely extra motivated, and given past history, I just wanted to take the green flag and kick everybody's ass today. Honestly, I wanted to get to the lead early and just dominate like I was yesterday. But then the green flag flew and it was like the opposite. I was going backwards and getting pissed off in the helmet and just frustrated. But just figured that day was not going to go like that. So then you just forget about all that. I think just leading into the race, that's what your thought process is. But then, after 10 laps or so, I quickly forgot about the wanting to kick everybody's ass all race long. And it was just like, all right, let's try and work hard at this and get a win. And that's kind of how the race played out. It's gotten to the wall. So they were all kind of struggling. They looked really loose in front of me, and so was I. But I think I just had a little bit more tire than they did.
Larson dominated, along with an emotional NASCAR Cup Series win for the Hendrick Motorsports organization in the Food City 500 at Bristol Motor Speedway on Sunday, April 13, 2025. Larson started in third place, swept the event's first 2 stage periods, leading twice for a race-high 411 of the 500 laps, and finished ahead of Denny Hamlin by more than 2 seconds and notched his second NASCAR Cup Series win of the 2025 season, his 31st NASCAR Cup Series career win, and the 14th at Bristol for Hendrick Motorsports. The emotional win was dedicated to a communications/public relations veteran behind the NASCAR spotlight, the late John Edwards.
I think for us, the last 2 races, we've qualified well, which really helps. And then our car balance is just really good. I could tell right away in practice this time around, my car was extremely good. And then I think, too, when I spend 800 and something laps out front, you just become a better leader and a better, driver at managing the pace and learning what it takes to set guys up and what to look for in passing and keeping that buffer to second. So I think just experience to go along with a good car and a track that I've really always ran well here. Just now I kind of have the team and car to go along with it. I just love to race, and I love Bristol, and was really excited about this weekend. Obviously, wish I could have been one spot better on Friday to join Kyle, but regardless, I had a great time this weekend and got to lead a bunch of laps and challenge for wins and win a couple of them. So yeah, proud of it, and hopefully get the chance to do it again in the future. Next year would be, I'm done racing trucks and Xfinity for this year, so hopefully the schedule lays out right. Next year I can try again.
Pole sitter Larson had another dominant win at Kansas Speedway in the Advent Health 400 on Sunday, May 11th, 2025. Larson swept the event's first two stages, led a dominant race-high 221 of the 267 laps from the pole position. Larson remained in the lead by more than a second, but his large advantage was a race due to falling off the pace. He claimed the win by 0.7 of a second over a hard-charging Christopher Bell. This was his third win at Kansas, notching his 32nd career win in the NASCAR Cup Series, tying him with NASCAR's Hall of Famer Dale Jarrett on the all-time wins list.
I just think it's really cool. I think it's good for our team. I think it's good for our sport. I think it's good for racing, that the Cup Series point leader is competing in the Indy 500 for the second year in a row. I would say last year was a goal of mine. This year I didn't really think about it, but I do think it puts even more of a spotlight on us and our sport. So I do think it's really cool, and we had a great day. So great points day, and I look forward to next couple weeks and then actually getting to race 600 and hopefully having the point lead after that one too. Yeah, I think the only thing that I would add would be that I think we both just have a lot of trust in each other. I trust that nobody works harder than Cliff and the 5 team, and I think, he knows that although I'm not at the shop all the time, that's me. He's trusted in me that I'm working to be the best, race car driver I can be, and allowing me to go race all the time and be as crazy busy as I am is only going to benefit us on the weekend. So yeah, it's been pretty amazing since 2021 and joining the 5 team, all the success we've had and all of that. So yeah, to surpass 10,000 laps is really cool, honestly. And they said that we've led the most laps at Kansas Speedway now. So really cool day.